Hey everyone, welcome back. Let me be very direct to you. Manual testing is not dead, but if you are someone with zero automation and AI skills in 2026, the job market is getting hard for you. This is the harsh reality. I have been in QA for over 20 years, starting with IBM, moving to Capgemini and Infosys and many other Fortune 500 companies. I run RCV Academy and Software Testing Mentor e-learning portal and YouTube channels. I see exactly what companies are hiring for, and the demand has shifted. Companies are not replacing QA with AI. Companies want QA engineers who uses AI to test smarter and automate the repetitive task. So here is the 5-step roadmap that I'm going to share with you. Let's get into this 5-step roadmap, which will make you absolutely relevant as per the recent job market in QA and SDET space. So the step 1 is the coding fundamentals or coding foundations. You would have probably heard you do not need to learn coding anymore. AI will write the code for you. This is absolutely not true. Say, for example, when the AI generates the test code and something breaks, you need to read that code and fix it. Zero coding knowledge means you are stuck and you can't do anything about that code because you don't know what exactly is documented by the AI tool. So you can't go ahead and debug that code. So pick one programming language, just one. Pick either Python or TypeScript, any one programming language. Do not go ahead and learn both. If I talk about what you should go ahead and learn the basics, the variables, the loops, the functions, basic object-oriented programming concepts. That's it. Because you need the basic programming skills. How exactly that programming skill is used in the automation framework, that should be good enough to start with. Then move further to the advanced concepts. And advanced concepts only if it is required, only if you are building the frameworks, complex frameworks and utilities. Initially, just the basic is good enough to start with. That's the step 1. For this, give yourself a couple of weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, and then move to the next step. What is the step 2? Step 2 is learn the modern UI automation. In 2026, stop making Selenium automation your starting point. Selenium automation is still very useful. Tool is very useful and plenty of projects are already using it or still using it. But if you're learning from scratch in 2026, learn Playwright. That is where new projects and hiring managers are shifting. With tools like GitHub Copilot or VS Code or Cursor, you describe the test in plain English and you get the working Playwright code in just a couple of seconds. So your job is not to type the code from scratch. Your job is to make sure that the code that is being generated by any of these AI tools and models is actually relevant. Go ahead, review it. Whatever is in the code, is it required? If there are errors, fix it and then organize it using any of the framework standards that are used within your organization. For example, if page object model pattern is used, take help of AI to generate the code in exactly same pattern and then stitch it in your existing ecosystem of automation framework. So that shift from writing tests to architecting and reviewing them is exactly what SDET means in 2026. Now, step number 3, API testing and CI/CD. UI automation gets you to the interview room. So UI automation, if you have learned Playwright, Selenium, and there is a UI automation requirement, will get you to the room. You can get the interviews. But then, if I talk about holistic SDET, API is important. API testing gets you ahead of all other members in the team who don't know how the API and overall structure of the application is. So usually, if you think of any of the application, they have 3 layers: database, API, UI. Most bug happens in the API layer from the QA perspective. So you'll be able to catch a lot of issues and errors in the API layer. Learn API testing. If I talk about the tools, Postman is still very popular. Or if you want to go from the Java background, rest assured for Java or Python request library. So anyone will do. The simplest is Postman. It has a lot of AI capabilities implemented as well. So go ahead, get comfortable with the API testing with any one of the tool. There is automation capability that you can implement as well. So if you learn the API testing, how to do manual testing of the API, move to the automation. And if you have learned the TypeScript and JavaScript, you can implement the same knowledge in the Postman API test automation to do the API testing as well. After this, understand CI/CD. Very important. A test that only runs in your local machine is of no use to all other team members and to the project. Your test should be able to plug in into the GitHub Actions or Jenkins or any other pipeline tool that you have, and make sure that you configure it in a way that with every code push, you are able to trigger your test cases. So understanding of the CI/CD tool is another important aspect. Then the step number 4, AI augmented testing. This step separates you from so many candidates that are applying for the job along with you. This step separates you from candidates who have not updated their skill set since 2024. Three things are worth learning right now. First thing, if I talk about AI augmented testing, is using the AI or generative AI to generate the test artifacts, your test scenarios, your test cases, data, everything. So for example, you have got the Jira ticket, how you can use generative AI and prompting capabilities to generate the relevant test cases and test artifacts that you need. Second thing, locators that adapt automatically whenever developer changes the UI. So can you use AI to automatically heal any of the locator changes? So within your framework, implementing the auto healing capability so that any changes in the locators are automatically fixed and your script continues. Third thing, AI agents for QA workflows using frameworks like LangChain, Microsoft Agent Framework, Creo AI for the tasks, for example, reading a failing test case or test report and then automatically going ahead and creating the Jira ticket in the Jira, or creating the agentic AI solution which reads the user story from Jira and automatically analyzes it. Another agent analyzes it, pops up the analysis to you for approval. You approve it, then it moves further to the test case documentation, again pops up for the approval that these are the test cases that the AI agent has written. Are they fine? You say yes. It goes ahead, moves to the next step to generate the Playwright test scripts against those test cases. So agentic AI capabilities, agentic RAG capabilities, having that skill set is very important in 2026 for any QA and SDET. So AI augmented testing, not just putting in your LinkedIn and profile, but actually implementing the real solutions that bring real value add to your projects. Now, the last step, portfolio. So if, say, for example, you have learned all of these concepts, how you can showcase this is very important. If you're not able to showcase what you have learned, it's of no use. So make sure whatever you have learned, UI automation, API automation, agentic AI solution, agentic RAG, always have that code base into GitHub repo so that you can showcase it properly to anyone who is looking at your GitHub repo. Put that detail in your LinkedIn profile, in your resume, and talk about it, that these are the tools, these are the projects that you have built, and you can bring that sort of value to the project and organization. So showcasing is really important, having a good portfolio wherein you can display what you are building and everyone can see your GitHub repo. So that proves what you know and what value you can bring into the company. That is the very important last step. So go ahead, follow this 5-step journey, and I'm pretty sure you are going to do really well in the AI era QA and SDET landscape. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.